Bro, what the fuck? Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love a lie. Been chillin' with all the birds, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the sun is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let it top, but shorty always get the fussing. Yeah, hey, I like the cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on them. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on them. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on them. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the ride to end. Yeah, right. To the nice end, yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love was all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Silver Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side. I remember.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, Season 3. This is Episode 12. You got Tycho and Snoop Luke kicking it off today, after a weekend of college and NFL football. NFL Week 2 is in the books, and College Week 3 is in the books, and I failed the people once again. I don't even want to talk about my picks, but I know I'm going to have to. And, I just want to say that, again, I need a bounce back. And it'll happen. I'll get hot.
I just want to say, I didn't fail the people, but MSU failed me.
Oh, my God. MSU failed everybody. Failed me miserably. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, let's talk about college football before we get Dylan in here, probably for the NFL when he gets back from work. So, talk about college football picks for the Week 3 results. The first game, California at Notre Dame. Notre Dame was minus 11.5 on the spread for this one. Luke, do you remember if you were leaning with them or against them on this one?
I'm pretty sure it was on.
Because I didn't think that Notre Dame was gonna cover that spread against California. I didn't think 11.5 was gonna happen, and it didn't happen because Notre Dame is not a top 25 school.
I might have been on Notre Dame. I don't know. I was against a lot of you guys last pod.
Yeah, Cal did lose the game, but the final score was 24-17. Notre Dame, you're not big bad Notre Dame. Oh, we're too good for the Big Ten. Oh, Notre Dame. No, you guys ain't shit. All right, you ain't shit. Okay, beating Cal 24-17 is nothing. You literally lost to Marshall the week before, and you started off the season by competing with Ohio State, and you've only went down since then, and that doesn't make any sense. So Notre Dame needs to figure themselves out. It's bad over there. Moving on to the next game, number 12, BYU went to Oregon. Oregon was a minus 3.5 on the spread. I was all for BYU on this one, and they got destroyed.
It was the power of the jerseys. It was the power of the jerseys. What did I say? Believe in the jerseys, and they'll prevail.
Fucking 41-20.
You know,
and it was 24-7.5.
They had to showcase their nice, fresh new jerseys off. I mean,
every week, man.
Exactly.
Every week. No reason to not go undefeated if you're Oregon, but I mean,
exactly.
BYU, be better.
Drop the ball, maybe.
Drop the entire
Worse
ball.
than
that. Oregon Ducks, Bo Nix, 13 completions on 18 attempts for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. He only completed 13 passes, had 2 touchdowns, 222 yards. Somebody should cover somebody. Receiving, Ferguson, 2 receptions, 24 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they spread the ball out, 84 yards, 38 yards, 24 yards. BYU Cougars, 29 for 41, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. God damn. BYU, man, I had high expectations for you in this one, and I can't pinpoint why I did, because there's nothing special about you. I just really thought that, rankings meant something, but they don't.
Listen, I saw the big number of the 25, and I saw the small number of the 12, and then I remembered the power of the jerseys, and I was like, Oregon's the favorite, but this is about to be an upset rank-wise.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's move on to the Penn State and Auburn game. Yeah, you know what I said before the podcast started, or when it started. Things didn't go my way, and if you remember, we were riding Auburn.
Yeah, I know.
And mistakes were made. Penn State was not fraudulent. The Sea of Orange did not get to them, and Auburn got whooped a little bit, and it was bad.
Not pretty, one would say. One could probably say very ugly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Thank you, Jesse. Obviously, if Jesse agrees, and I mean, makes enough sense to me. So
Jesse can make it.
Pissed off about the fact that Penn State won, but I'll live with it, and I'll be better next week. I'll be better Friday.
Are you gonna live with the next game?
I have to, right? I mean, I have to. Look, we went MSU, Washington. Washington favored for a reason. Clearly, they were the better football team. Michigan State looked like garbage. They could not run the ball at all. Washington's defense was all over the run the whole time, and the only time that Michigan State found success was in the second half through the air, but too little, too late. Still couldn't get the running game going in the second half, and got creamed by Washington. I'm glad they made it closer than it really felt, because Michigan State was getting ran. I'm not gonna lie, but the scoreboard does not dictate that.
I'm here. I actually made pretty good time.
Just in time to talk about how bad MSU was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I turned the game off at halftime. If you just want me to be completely honest with you, I knew this game was over. I was quite irritated, and I just kind of went the rest of my life thinking, why did we have to play a good Pac-12 team? Oh no, why did the bettors have their favorite? What did they know that I didn't know? This is how it should have went. And I was just angry at myself, and the only thing that I could be happy about was that the QB did well, but that was about it. Thorndale.
Yeah, well, the bettors knew that Michigan State has not beaten a Pac-12 team in the last 8 years. That's what they knew.
That's what they knew that I didn't know.
I did mention it last podcast, but anyways, we'll move on to the next game: Miami, Florida, and Texas A&M. Now, I said I failed the people in many ways, but this game was not one of them. Texas A&M did cover the spread against Miami. Luke, what do you have to say? Did you watch this game?
I watched it a little bit, but all I gotta say is, I ride Texas A&M for a reason. It was their bounce back game. I told you they had to win this game. They got embarrassed last game. This was an absolute.
What did you see that you liked from Texas A&M, other than hype manning them?
Shit was boring.
Anything? Anything in particular?
Not really.
All right.
What about that defense?
Dylan, you like anything in particular in this one?
It was a defensive
I didn't get to
game.
watch this one.
It was boring. It was a 10 o'clock start. I was watching it till midnight. And it was
Ew.
a very low-scoring
Midnight?
defensive game.
And it's not a shootout.
It was not. It was
I
not.
need a shootout if I'm staying up till midnight.
That's what I
man.
said.
You know
So
what I
the one thing
mean?
that I will shout out was this defense, but I will just say this. When the score was, I'm going to the box score because I don't want to botch this. Yes, 10-3 at halftime. Texas A&M. I had a strong feeling where this game was going to go, and then the final score was 17-9. The fourth quarter, there was a field goal scored in the beginning of the fourth, and the rest was just defensive shutout. So yeah, Texas A&M is a really good defense. They recruited a hell of a defense, but the problem is that offense still needs to get going. So I look at
Yeah,
it.
they got to start clicking. Once they start clicking, it'll be good because, like you said, it's a good recruiting class. It's like everything takes time, so it is what it is. Next up, UConn and Michigan. This time, Michigan covered the minus 47.5 point spread with 8 quarterbacks.
8 fucking quarterbacks. Insane. Well, first we got to see Cade come in for 2 plays, you know. First play, eats a massive sack. Second play is like,
That was
oh,
so
hey,
funny.
I got to throw this time. Throws it. Gets cracked. And now he left the game hurt.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious because they're literally playing UConn. So, I mean, I think if I was going to say O-line and then I was meant to say offense, but if the O-line wanted to keep him protected from getting hit, they would. And I think that Cade JJ thing has a lot to do with the Trey Lance Jimmy thing. I don't know if you guys peeped that, but week 1, Trey Lance kind of got destroyed and the offensive line just ran off the field. And Sunday, Trey Lance got hurt. Jimmy G comes in. Jimmy G runs the ball, gets tackled, and the offensive line all helps him up and starts patting him on the head and stuff because they love Jimmy G. They don't love Trey Lance.
All right,
So I think that you could block a UConn fucking lineman if you wanted to. You're from the University of Michigan.
I'll do something rare here. Hold up, Luke. I'm about to do something rare. I'm about to give Michigan 2 compliments. So just take this because we'll never get him again. JJ McCarthy, I think, looked phenomenal. 15 for 18, 214 yards. He didn't throw a pick, but I think he averaged 12 yards a play, and he did really well. And then I also want to shout out that fucking pass defense. The quarterback for UConn went 4 for 16 with 17 total yards. So you were on his ass, start to finish. Good job, Michigan defense.
I will definitely hear you say good things about JJ more this year. There's no way that JJ does not play against Michigan State or some shit and blow us up. So you have to respect him.
Tyler,
I guarantee you it'll happen. I respect JJ. I don't respect Cade.
I'm going to go into Ann Arbor with my MSU hoodie on, riding Michigan State because I'm a Michigan State fan, but I fully expect Michigan to win that game. I'm ready for it.
That's okay. That's why we go.
Yeah.
That's why we go.
And also the thing with Cade is, I mean, yeah, he could have blocked those guys or whatever, but at the same time, JJ had the ability to get away from those guys. Cade didn't.
And there lies the difference. And the final game, the one that I brought up because I cared about it, not that anyone else cared about it, but I did, was the Iowa football game. Iowa favored by 23.5, winning 27-0, baby. They finally figured out how to get the offense going while keeping the defense in shutdown mode. And Iowa moves to 2-1, and they covered a spread. Now they did not hit the over because they are easily like the easiest under bet ever. So like life's too short to bet the over unless it's Iowa. Another under for Iowa.
So when
but
Iowa
that's
starts playing all these competitive teams towards the end of the year, they're not going to win any of them. There's no way.
Not unless the defense gets more points than the other team's offense, Dylan. That's a way. That's happened before, and it could happen. And that's the only way that Iowa could do it. But don't say never because you're Mr. I want to dream for every team to make it where I think they could make it if XYZ happens. You're the dreamer.
Not
don't
Iowa.
Ever say never.
You want to know what?
Don't ever say never. They made it all the way to the Michigan game last year, Dylan. They were almost there until they got clobbered.
Almost.
Until they got clobbered.
Until they got up against Michigan,
until they got absolutely
smacked.
destroyed. Which would have happened if they played Michigan, Ohio State, almost any other
Georgia
team.
returned the favor to Michigan the next game.
Big Ten West, not it at all. And with that being said, we'll move on to the NFL. So NFL picks for week 2. All right. Well, I said I did a disservice to the people. I can't lie. I don't remember what Jesse's picks were, so they are not updated. But everyone else's are, and I'm 0-6, so I'm sorry. And I also feel like the other reason I need to apologize is because I'm doing a disservice to the people, because even though I'm 0-6, I'm up money gambling on the NFL this year. And that's because the picks that I'm sharing are bad ones. And then the picks that I place on Sunday after these picks are pretty good picks. So I'm sorry, and I will be better. So with that being said, would anyone else like to say anything about
that? I would just like to say, started off 1-2, and I just answered that bitch with a bang, bang, bang. 3-0, because the Giants, Dolphins, and Lions won.
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
If I'm ever gonna go 1-2 on the picks, I'm just happy that the one I got right was the Lions.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Lions, that's the game I got starting here, boys. Detroit Lions, Washington Commanders, and oh boy, was it a football game. I mean, not a lot of Detroit Lions games. You'll see 22-0 going into halftime, the Lions up, but Jared Goff threw 4 touchdown passes, and surprisingly enough, DeAndre Swift, not that he had 54 rushing yards, but that he only had 4 attempts. That was it the entire game for rushing. And
he had 7 touches. 7 total touches. He had 3 catches and 4 runs. He literally gave them the ball 7 times, and he was still one of the most effective players in that game.
And one of them, he fell on the team with 2 carries.
Dude, on one of the plays, he got a TD. He fell onto the ground after catching the ball, got up, and then just was like, "All right, yeah, I'm gone now."
So yeah, okay, no one's gonna touch me. All right,
it's not like he was that close to the end zone at that point either. I think he was like, I don't know how long the run was.
I gotta ask.
He was about 12 or 15 yards.
I gotta ask you guys, when they put up 15 points in the third quarter, did anyone get worried?
Well, as someone that was literally inside the stadium, I can tell you that no one was safe and 0 people were comfortable, especially me. I don't know how many times me and Dad looked at each other and I said, "You still got a feeling we could lose, right?" He goes, "Yeah, do you?" And I was like, 100%. Like, there's so many different ways we can lose this game still. Like, there's way too much time. Like, as soon as we got a 2-score lead in the second half before Washington got their little comeback going, it was not nearly as loud on defense as when it was in the first half. And I was like, are y'all Detroit fans really ignorant enough right now to think that you can get comfortable and just be quiet and watch Washington march down the field and make this a 1-score game? Like, how about we don't do that? But I can tell you for sure that there was an uneasy feeling for me and Dad and some people that we talked to. It just felt like, okay, why are you guys not, getting loud on defense? Why are we not giving the same energy when all of a sudden it's a 1-score game? We were up 22-0. We're not about to blow this.
And also, there's a stat that I want to just mention, and you can blow past it and say I'm not going to think.
Talk your stat, Dylan.
Think about it and just say maybe. But the Lions have scored 35-plus points in 3 consecutive games. The last time they did that was in 1952-1953, which was the last time that we won a championship. And also, Amon-Ra St. Brown continues to have 6+ catches in 7 consecutive, or in every single game that he's played so far. 7 consecutive games. 7. Sorry, I needed to convince myself that was the right fucking number. It's 7 consecutive games, which is also tying another rookie record for the team, when he had 9 receptions and 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, again on Sunday. Do what you want with that information, but it makes me happy.
I'm just going to put that information in my brain, lock it in there, and move on to the next stat, because the only thing that really matters is that the Lions offense, despite you saying something about the fucking 50s, they have more points than any other NFL offense this year in the league right now. Fuck the 50s. How about this year? Patrick Mahomes is in this league. Lamar Jackson plays in this league. Tua had 6 fucking touchdowns yesterday. The Lions, though, in 2 weeks of the NFL, have the highest scoring offense in the league right now. Let's just let that be known. Fuck
Love
the
that.
50s. In the present moment, Jared Goff's fucking slinging it. What the hell? What the hell? Lions covered the spread, too. What'd I
Love
say?
that.
Anyways, we'll move on to the next game. Stop talking about Lions. New York Jets and Cleveland Browns. This brings up a special moment for me, and this is where I'm gonna do it. For all the Cleveland people, this is my American stinker of the week. Everyone gets a stinker of the week. This one is mine. Nick Chubb. All you had to do was go out of bounds and go down, and the Cleveland Browns win the fucking game. All you had to do was go down, but you got a touchdown. Thank you, because fantasy. But you fucked the Cleveland Browns and managed to let them win with 13 points. Up 13? Up 13 with a minute 20 left. What are you doing? Stinker of the week is Nick Chubb for blowing the game for his team. That is my stinker of the week. But the Jets, however, pull off a fucking victory and win the game with a minute 22 left. So Cleveland, where was your defense? What? Might just give it to the whole defense, but also giving it to Nick Chubb. But yeah, Cleveland looking rough.
3
Dylan.
touchdowns does not get you out of stinker of the week.
Nope.
Tyler is making that a standard. I want everyone.
I don't give a fuck if he's on fantasy or not on fantasy or getting touchdowns or not getting touchdowns. They lost that game because Nick Chubb went in the end zone, didn't go down. If he goes down, they run the clock out, game's over.
He
Stinker of
kept
the week.
him in the game, but then he also lost him the game. So really, yeah, the cons outweigh the pros. But I love. And I understand. But, I love to see the Jets. I'm fucking riding hard on Joe the Pro this year. And what does he do? 307 yards. Bang. 4 touchdowns. Bang. 26 for 44 with a 65.3 QBR rating. Bang. I'm feeling all right. And not to mention, Garrett Wilson, 8 receptions, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You love to see that. You love to see Breece Hall also had a very good game. I'm pretty happy with how this Jets team performed. And also, I agree. Cleveland's defense wasn't good, but there's not a whole lot you can do when Joe the Pro is in his fucking zone, baby, because some things never change. And Joe the Pro has always owned Cleveland, even on Baltimore, and he still does in New York.
Hey, Joe the Pro is taking jobs, man. He's out here taking jobs, and he's taking them from kids now. He's out here stealing from babies. That's exactly
from
what's happening. Sure, if you would like to still consider him that, you could.
I will never not.
All right. Luke, comments on the Jets beating the fucking Browns? You got to have something.
This is just a shocker because, you're not used to seeing the Jets doing something this, malicious this late. But are we really surprised that the Browns let this happen?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not expecting great things from the Browns this season.
But the last time.
Am I surprised?
The last time. Hold on. Time out. The last time a 13-point lead was blown with that much time in the fourth.
Minute 27.
The Cleveland Browns in 0-1. Only Cleveland.
That. As I said, are you really that surprised?
Yeah, so I had to fact check it too, and it was correct.
I laughed my ass off when I heard that. It would be Cleveland.
I said, really? The only other team that this has happened to, the last time it happened was Cleveland?
That sounds about right.
That's tough. All right, next up, the battle of Mike Evans and Lattimore. Tampa Bay was favored by 2.5 going into New Orleans. Tom Brady had not had a win against the Saints on the Bucs yet, but he got one on Sunday, even though he smashed a tablet in the process. Marshawn Lattimore's face also got smashed in by Mike Evans in the same exact process because this game had a little bit of everything. A little bit of hockey, a little bit of football, a little bit of Brady throwing a temper tantrum like he's one of his children.
Brady wanted all the smoke.
Brady never gonna get any smoke because he's Tom Brady.
He got it.
And that's
Yeah,
why
with
Mike
his
Evans
mouth.
did what he did.
Mike Evans did the same thing for Jameis Winston a couple of years ago. Mike Evans just wants to fight Lattimore. He wants to fight Lattimore. They
Mike
need
Evans
to fucking fight.
Lattimore 0. You just
Sign
saw
him up.
Le'Veon Bell fight AP. Why can't
Yes.
we do Lattimore and fucking Evans?
That's what I
As soon as they retire.
saying,
As soon as
bro.
they're still playing football. So
Off season.
they're not playing football anymore. The other
But
team.
anyways, Tom Brady was going to kill somebody. And that's the main focal point of the entire first half. He threw tablets. He screamed at the refs.
It's
He screamed at the
Giselle's
players,
fault.
He screamed at their defense. He screamed at absolutely everyone. And you could tell he was pissed.
He's miserable.
But
He's
probably
miserable
because
for reasons
Godwin and
that don't
fucking
involve
Julio
football.
were both out too. And his receiving options that he had to throw to
Okay.
were strictly Mike Evans. And he got ejected. So luckily he had Perryman. That offseason move that they made from the Jets is actually huge now because he got him that really impressive touchdown catch. And then he had to go back to old reliable Scotty Miller. So I would be pretty mad too. And at the same time, it's not like Fournette did anything impressive. It was a defensive game throughout. It was fucking 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. And then Tampa said, you know what, maybe we should.
Hey, Fournette apologized. You leave him alone.
I'm okay.
He apologized to everybody. Okay. He said, fantasy people, I'm sorry. Touchdowns are coming. All right. He wants more action. He's going to give it. So shut your mouth, Dylan. Respect on that man. He comes in here 300 pounds. Now he looks like a normal football player. And he says, I'll promise I'll start eating again because he had to cut back. He came in too big, too heavy.
He should have hit against the Saints.
Well, it's time to eat now. They already won. They didn't need him to eat.
He better eat next game.
Well, he could have starved and Brady still got the job done. He still got it done.
He's automatic stinker if he doesn't eat next game.
They don't ask how. They ask how many.
Exactly.
He better eat.
Swift, 7 carries.
He's been eating off the
Impact.
field. Time for him to eat on the field.
Yeah, all right. We'll see. Carolina, +1.5 at the New York Giants. That was a bad pick by me. Another one. Hoorah.
Good pick by me.
Giants and Jets both won for the first time in a million years. It's been like 13 years. And actually the Jets, Giants, Mets, and Yankees all won in the same day for the first time since 2009. Fuck the Phillies. Why in the world would you mention that god-awful franchise? Wrong. Eliminated. Luke, tell me what you think about Saquon. Wait, I already know what you think about Saquon. You're just going to boost Saquon. Dylan, you tell me what you think because you'll give me an analysis.
No, because I'm sad Saquon didn't win the RB competition that he was supposed to steal the crown from I guess.
What? That's why you don't do drugs, kids.
it just fell apart.
It's really bad. But anyways, what I was going to say is this is 2 games into the year. Okay, we can just agree. We're not we haven't seen any of Baker Mayfield. It's strictly back to Baker Mayfield. I hate to see it, but it's also Luke, can I fucking talk? What do you want to say? Go.
It's too late now.
I've been hearing you talk the whole time. What?
No, it's past that now. What are you saying?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Anyway, what I was saying is Baker is Faker, and that means he's back to his old form. Some things never change. He threw a pick. He threw a touchdown. Surprisingly, didn't throw a pick. Christian McCaffrey had to put the team back on his back with over 100 rushing yards. DJ Moore had 3 catches, and that was about all she wrote over there. And honestly, over on the Giants side, Danny Dimes didn't do anything impressive. It was pretty average. Saquon played pretty average, 20 touches, 70 yards. Nothing was really crazy in this game. It was a pretty boring game. The kickers went crazy, but the Giants are 0-2, and I think that's probably the biggest storyline that I'm getting from this game.
2-0. They are 2-0.
Did I say 0-2?
Yes, you did.
Jesus.
The Giants are 2-0. Carolina is 0-2.
Correct.
And with that, we move on to the next game.
This one.
New England, Pittsburgh.
Oh. This one just pissed me off.
Some hostile words.
Because there was so many opportunities for Pittsburgh to get back in this game, and then that's why you don't do drugs, kids. And then Mitch Trubisky had to be fucking Mitch Trubisky. And also, I'm so mad Jesse's not here on this podcast because I was gonna grill him for his fucking statement last week about how he was like, just this week, I think Mitch Trubisky is gonna be that guy. He wasn't that guy. He never has been that guy. He's an MVP, not an MVP, okay? So when he gets opportunities, you know what he's going to do with them? He's going to squander them every single fucking time. Mac Jones had one good pass when Nelson Aguilar absolutely mauled a receiver, and it was the best catch I saw all weekend. I will give all props due to Nelson. But I felt like you had a pick from Minka. You had a fumble. What's the word I'm looking for? Fumble recovery.
Jesus Christ.
Fumble recovery. The chances were there. The opportunities were there, and you still. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. And it was very frustrating. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
See, he's agreeing with you. He's here.
I appreciate it, Justin.
He's always here. I
but
can bring
also,
him here whenever I want
take
to.
on Mitch.
Yeah, horrible take on Mitch. My take on Mitch Trubisky last year, this year, and the year before that, and any other time Mitch Trubisky's brought up is that Mitch Trubisky is fucking garbage.
Facts.
And when you give garbage the chance to light itself on fire with a little match right there, it'll light itself on fire, man, and it'll burn. And Mitch Trubisky was burning. Bad. Luke?
You got the Mac attack.
Mac attack.
The Mac Attack 8 and the Mac Attack 1. Fuck Pittsburgh's defense. They ain't shit.
What about
Mac
their
Attack,
Jordan mode?
baby.
Their Jordan mode was not activated this game.
Their offense.
So that's safe to say. Next game we have up, Jacksonville.
What the fuck, man?
I can't wrap my head around the NFL this year. I'm having a very difficult time. And all I know is I looked up at the scoreboard at the Lions game, and it was 14-0 Jacksonville. I couldn't watch the 1 o'clock. So,
dude, I want you to know right now that watching the 1 o'clock, it was bad. Every time that Scott would go back to fucking Jacksonville, he would show Indy on a 3-and-out every time. Another 3-and-out, another 3-and-out, another 3-and-out, and it was so bad. And then at one point, he didn't mention how Jonathan Taylor was doing until the third quarter when he had a 15-yard rush and goes, "Oh, by the way, he had 9 rushes until then, 9 yards until then." Oh, okay,
9
good
yards.
To know. That's my star fantasy player. Fucking good to know. But so
Henry plays tonight, baby.
Absolutely terrible. But the biggest thing I will say is Indianapolis is now tied Houston and lost to Jacksonville. They were supposed to win the division.
Who is Matt Ryan?
All these fucking scouts said, all these people said they were supposed to win the division now. Kiss my fucking ass, bro.
Hey, they were supposed to win the division last year, and people were talking about it, and then Jacksonville beat them, and it went away.
You know what?
It only makes sense that this year people were talking about them winning the division. Jacksonville beats them, and it goes away.
So that's good.
Oh, hey, put some respect on Christian Kirk. How about
he had
that?
2 touchdowns again, so he's getting
Trevor Lawrence? Huh?
He had 25 for 30, 235 yards.
You know what I mean?
That's very good at all. 95.3 QBR rating.
Oh, there you go, Trevor. And you were boosting Joe Flacco with a 60-2.
No, I was only boosting Joe because I was going to boost Joe.
Oh, yeah. You just don't ever boost a 62 QBR, you bum.
That was horrible. I don't know why I boosted that. But anyways, does anyone else have anything other to say about – wait, no, here, I have a question. Does Indianapolis – are they just going to be dookie this year, or is this just a shitty start and they'll bounce back?
I don't know, man. The defense doesn't look like I thought the defense would look. So, with that being said, Matt Ryan, you're not telling me that Atlanta was the problem. If anything, you're showing me you might have been the problem, and you might be on your way out here, bud. You're not Brady. You're not Rodgers. You can't just keep going, I don't think. Not everyone can do it, but you have a couple of weeks to prove me wrong. Next up, this game is definitely one that I want to get into because I told you it was time to ride the Tua train. You can all feel free to fill out your Tua apology forms. I will leave them in your inbox so you could fill them out to me and get them right back to me immediately. Not Luke. Luke, you're good. Dylan, you need to hop off because look at this man right here with that smirky little smile. 28-7 with 7 minutes left.
Hold up, Ty. I have
final. What? You have
yesterday at 2:26 p.m. This man Dylan spammed in the group chat. Tua is ass.
He had 111 passing yards, 2 interceptions at the time.
What did he finish with?
That was when I sent that text message.
Let's
and
hear
then
it.
He absolutely.
Let's hear
turned out
his.
second half.
He finished going 36 for 50, 469 yards, 6 TDs, and 2 interceptions.
That's what happens.
Who's
when
that? Who's
What
ass?
What happens when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, two fastest receivers in the fucking league?
Tua. Ride the train, baby.
He's Baker on steroids.
On steroids?
Yep.
That is so far from
No.
the
Here,
truth.
you
Because
need
he
this.
just did what Baker would do in 2 separate games, all in one game.
Dylan,
Yeah,
go
when
ahead.
was the last time-
Check your boxes,
when did-
Dylan.
Second
Check your
half,
boxes.
played like a Hall of Famer.
When
Check
did
your
Baker
boxes.
throw for 6 TDs?
He threw for 2 picks first half with 1 touchdown. He threw 5 touchdowns second half.
Yeah.
2
Name another
halves
quarterback that threw
were
5
touchdowns in the
completely
second half.
different, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
What's
only
your point?
one.
He's
And
goated.
there's
Looked like
only
Baltimore's defense. The second half, they fell apart.
there's
Because
2
Tyreek
halves,
Hill's
but
speed
only one game, dude.
tore him apart.
It doesn't matter. What are the stats at the end of the game?
Bro, Dylan, it's a whole football game, not a half a football game.
They
can't-
only played a half, and they still won the game. They were down 28
So that
second
makes him.
half.
So
came
he
back
only
and
needs.
destroyed
All
him.
right, that you're boosting
What?
him up then. You're
What did you
boosting him
say?
up then because you're saying he only needs a half
I
a football
said-
game to beat
I'm
any
saying he
team.
only played
Oh,
half.
yeah.
Basically.
The second half, though. Only the second half.
He only played
Second
the
half's only.
Correct.
But
And Miami's defense stood on their head second half, only allowing 1 touchdown.
And Tua went absolutely bonkers because he's an absolutely
Because
stud
he's
quarterback.
got Jalen and Tyreek, and they're the fastest in the league, and they're my players of the week. Because they have 360 yards total, 4 touchdowns combined. Those two are speed
You
demons.
do know you need
No.
you need a QB to get them that ball in their hands.
Yeah, I could have gotten the
the
ball. in
Tua
fucking
disrespect
hand.
from Dylan is absurd.
I don't know
gotten
what
the
he's
ball
so
in the hand.
salty.
We're gonna get
about
him,
it
Luke.
for.
We're gonna get him. We're gonna
He's
pull him
salty
over.
about it.
Hey,
we're gonna pull him over.
He threw it while there was 1 Tyreek and 4 defenders in the first half for a pick, and I went,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Imagine putting that much trust in one man. Only Tyreek could gain four
And
level
then luckily they
level
just
coverage trust.
And then Baltimore made the biggest mistake in their life and went into man-to-man coverage on Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and that's when Tua went, "Oh, you fucked up."
Yeah, because he throws dots.
They were playing zone coverage and everything worked out. Then they went into man-on-man and got absolutely blown. That's
He's
why you don't do
talking-
drugs, kids.
Talks up the Dolphins so much, but refuses to give Tua his.
I think
He'll
any
get
quarterback-
his
Any
respect.
quarterback in that
Luke,
situation
Move
would have
on.
fucking done that. Any quarterback.
You're a scum, Luke. You're being scummy. You're dragging your feet on this right now, and I don't need that. Next game.
Opinion.
I told you that the Rams would not cover the motherfucking spread. And even though it looked like it was all said and done that the Rams were going to cover the spread, oh, wait, the Falcons loved the score of 28-3 because they almost flipped the freaking bird
redeemed
to the
themselves.
Rams and redid the fucking Super Bowl, but to the Rams. And damn near Mariota had a chance where I was sitting on the couch and I looked at Luke. I said, fucking take fucking Falcons money line right now, motherfucker. Take it right now. And they lost, but whatever. Live betting is fun still. The fucking Falcons made it close, and I'm pulling for Rams losses only for Lions draft pick potential, but at the same time, how the fuck do you almost give up a 28-3 lead to the Atlanta Falcons?
This game went the exact same way as it did their last game. Matt Stafford came out, threw a couple picks, threw a couple touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had 11 receptions, 108 yards, 2 tutties and carried. And then Darrell came in, got a rushing touchdown. And Cam Akers, the only thing that was different is he actually got fucking 15 carries with the ball. So it was pretty similar. Matt Stafford now was 5 picks in 2 games, which I don't like, but it was fun to see Atlanta, Cordero Patterson, and to me, surprisingly, but to a lot of people, not surprisingly, Drake London going off.
Well, Drake London's cut. So Drake London should go off the same way Tua's cut, so Tua should go off. But I digress.
You
Luke,
told Luke to drop it. Then
shut
Luke
up.
don't say
Hey,
something.
how about you shut your mouth? I can shut your mouth for you. How about that?
Well, I mean, Stafford really hasn't left Detroit. You know, the Rams are kind of looking like Detroit now. They find themselves in the same. He's in the same situation. Just mucky decisions, mucky situations, almost losing to shitty teams.
He's the same fucking guy. Just a different uniform, man. He just wanted to wear a different kind of blue. That's all he wanted to do.
But Cup
At the end
went
of the
off,
day.
that's all I care about.
He just wanted a different color blue, and we gave it to him. Also, what's up with OBJ, like, going to a different NFL game every week like he's a fucking college kid visiting colleges? What is going on?
He's living his life, bro. He's just doing what he wants.
Dude, he's ridiculous. He's going to join a team fucking week 12 after he's visited every team and seen, all right, you guys are the best this year.
And then
He's just
he'll tear
marking
his
himself.
ACL 2 weeks later.
He's feeling out every
And
stadium.
still get a ring.
Seeing how up to date every stadium is, like, this might be a nice stadium to play in.
Which one do I want my jersey in? All right, next up, Seattle plus 9.5 at San Francisco. I mentioned the quarterback problem earlier, but I'll bring it up again. Trey Lance, broken ankle, out for the year. Jimmy G comes in.
Jimmy G.
San Francisco looks hype. The crowd is excited. Everyone wants Jimmy G because why? Jimmy G brings you to the NFC Championship every year.
Fuck yeah.
So I understand. And the O-line looked like they were more excited than anybody to be blocking for Jimmy G instead of, we have to, wide receivers, tight ends, linemen. Everyone has to protect this guy and make sure he can learn and stuff on the go. You plug Jimmy G in, Jimmy G already knows what to do. There's no learning curve.
Case scenario.
Everybody do your shit. I'm getting you the ball if you're open. That's it. So
And he did.
He
I
did.
said San Francisco by 20, and they won by 20. So I'm very happy with how this game went out. It went as I predicted. I didn't think Seattle would stand a chance, and they never did. Trey Lance got hurt.
22.5.
Trey Lance got hurt. Jimmy G came in. I got even more confident because I got a lot of shit from these two right here from my love for Jimmy G last year, preferably in the playoffs. But I think that when Jimmy G comes in,
what?
It's because you can put respect on
Wait,
Jimmy G's
whoa.
name, but you can't put it on
Hold
Tua,
up.
and I can't get by that.
Hold the
The
fuck
talent
up.
disparity is huge.
you didn't hold the fuck up.
I
You
was
gave me a lot
one
of
of the
shit,
main ones who was backing Jimmy G to you guys. What?
I stood alone on that island. You left me out there to die.
Bro, you can't even remember what happened in the last podcast. How can you remember that shit?
Because I
What?
remember specifically.
I was telling everyone,
Tyler.
was like, bro, Jimmy G's gonna do it. He's doing it. And then everyone's
Was
like,
was it you on my side against Tyler then? Because I know I was arguing with Tyler about Tyler saying
I'm not
Jimmy G
saying I was
wasn't a good
arguing with
quarterback.
you against it. I'm just saying the disrespect to my backing of Jimmy G last year. Insane.
Okay, well then Tyler disrespected the hell out of him, and I can say that confidently. 'cause
I will
haven't argued with
continuously
him about it.
disrespect the hell out of Jimmy G.
Yes.
I will say that San Francisco likes Jimmy G more, but I will not say that I like Jimmy G more because
Do you
I will
not-
continuously disrespect Jimmy G.
Dylan, do you not remember me preaching how he doesn't need touchdowns to win games, and that's why he's great?
Yes, I made the same argument.
Okay.
That's why you don't do drugs,
okay.
kids. So we were on the same side. I apologize. I did not remember that. Like you said, my memory's fucked.
You just whipped me under the bus on
That's why you
that
don't
one.
do drugs, kids. I'm happy that you corrected me.
Whoa.
I'm happy that you corrected me. I apologize. My bad, Luke. But anyways, Jimmy G came in, best case scenario, slang the ball down the field. Jeff Wilson came in. Once again, Kittle was injured. You're going to see an injury on the field every time San Francisco's
And then-
offense takes it. But they
And
still got
then
the
next thing you know, Cooper Rush comes into his second game as a starter and takes another dub to go 2-0 after beating Cincinnati. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Cooper Rush, baby.
Cooper Rush is 2-0, and the Bengals are 0-2, and they've lost 2 game-winning field goals back-to-back.
Cooper Rush is 2-0 in his career.
Yeah, he beat
Starting.
Minnesota, and now he's beating
Okay.
the Bengals.
Okay. So I was like, Dallas is so 1-1. I'm like, wait a second. Dylan said that. Okay, I figured
And
it out.
Burrow and the Bengals spent all this money on that O-line. He has now been sacked 15 times in 2 games, and last year he was sacked 56 total times and is currently on pace to be sacked 111 times this season.
I hope he gets sacked 112 times this season. And I want to
line
be the
is
first
so
person to say that.
And they will not be able to get anything going, even though, surprisingly,
I thought they
Trayvon
solved
Diggs
this
had
issue
Jamar
last year.
Chase on lock. That was the best game of his career. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He had Jamar Chase on lock. He was hitting people. He only let Jamar get 2 catches that entire game. Trayvon Diggs finally played like a cornerback that can fucking play man on man and not just get picks. So I want to give a shout out to him.
Fair enough.
He deserves it.
You
He
know,
deserves it. He
that's
does.
actually, I can respect Dylan for that because all I hear him talking about Diggs is how he's ass.
Because he
No,
continuously gets dusted by
locked Jamar
shitty
up.
people. But then he actually played good football. So good job. And Cincinnati, man,
No.
you guys really fell off, huh? That Super
Oh,
Bowl, that
no.
Super Bowl hangover. You didn't even win the Super Bowl, and you guys are wow.
Okay.
Yeah, just wow. Dallas,
Okay.
congratulations, good win. Next up, let's talk about this dumpster fire called Denver. So
Got booed the whole first
let me
half.
just get Dylan to yeah. All right, so basically everyone wants this coach gone. He was hated by the whole Packers organization. The only person that liked him was Aaron Rodgers. And the only person that seems to want him gone more than anyone else right now is Russell Wilson, because this guy is just fucking with his play calls. He's screwing everything up. He tried to kick a 64-yard field goal in week 1. Gets a delay of game call. Actually, they had multiple delay of game calls in the game, to the point where the crowd was counting down the play clock while they were on offense so that they didn't fuck it up, because they just wanted them to snap the fucking ball. But anyways, they got a delay of game on special teams and moved a kick from the 35 back, or from the 40 back to the 45. Or no, 35 to the 40, my bad. And then he goes, oh, I don't want to kick it now. I'll punt it. When last week he wanted a 64-yard goal, barely missed, but he won't take the 54-yard field goal when he's at Mile High Stadium with all that altitude. No, now I don't want to kick it. Now I'm not going to take the points. Then why are you in a freaking field goal shootout with Houston when you have a $230 million quarterback on your roster with some stud wide receivers at that? What is going on?
It makes no sense. Russ isn't thriving. It's got to be the coach.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy's making bonehead moves over here. Dylan,
Yeah,
what do you got?
Judy getting hurt kind of fucked it because they kind of minimized it to where the only person who was getting the ball. The second Judy got hurt was Cortland Sutton. They were only going to throw it to Cortland Sutton, or they were going to run the ball. And then once the Houston kind of read that in the second half, it made it very difficult for Denver to get points. So who did Denver end up throwing to? They ended up throwing to, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, Eric Saubert for the touchdown. Who the fuck is that?
And I'll give you one.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, so it was at that point where that touchdown ultimately led them to win the game. David Mills actually had 2 chances in the final 2 minutes, but luckily, the only good thing that Denver continued to have was that good defense. They didn't allow Houston to get a touchdown all game. But yeah, I agree. The head coach situation in Denver is a problem. It needs to be addressed sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and you're making him not look like it. And it's
Hey, but he doesn't look like it, though, does he?
It's simple things.
Russell Wilson does not look like Russell Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. You have simple
That
adjustments
too.
that you can make that will immediately make Russell look like Russ Daddy.
I don't know. There's some things Russell's not doing that Russell would normally do. I need to see Russell play like Russell for the rest of it to gel. Next up, we got Arizona and Las Vegas. This one was in our Twitter poll for what people thought was the biggest upset, the biggest comeback, biggest shocker of week 2. It was by far my number 1 for biggest what the fuck just happened. Kyler Murray on a 2-point conversion ran for 85 fucking yards, by the way. That's nuts.
Rewind. Before that,
yeah, go ahead.
4-7 lead. Raiders fans are in the crowd popping champagne.
Yeah.
You know how mad I would be?
That's not what you do, man. You don't do that.
God.
Not at sporting events. Do you want to be the next meme? You know what's going to happen next time someone blows a lead? I'm going to go on Twitter and there's going to be gifs of Raiders fans popping champagne bottles. That's what I'm going to see. And that's what it's going to mean. That's what it's going to mean for the next 3-4 years.
And then, I mean, we can get into the second half, and then that's when Kyler Murray, the second he got that 2-point conversion, that 21-second play where he made it an 8-point game, fucking knew it was going into OT. There's no way this game is not going into OT. Like, It's Arizona, it's Vegas. There are two teams that love to go into OT. You saw where this game was going. And then Kyler pulls it off. And what I love best is that final drive, a lot of people forget, was a 7-minute drive. They had 7 minutes on the clock when they got the ball until the clock hit 0 to get those final 8 points to tie the game. And that meant Derek Carr didn't see the field for the past fucking 7. It was a half hour, I believe.
45 minutes.
Time. Yeah, that
45 minutes real time.
And that will fuck with you.
I'll take you out of your rhythm, man. Arizona, though, basically the upset of the week, in my opinion.
But then we get into OT, and we got my stinker of the week. Cue it. And that is Hunter Renfrow in overtime.
That's a good one.
Had a chance when he got the ball. He got fumbled. But God gave him a second.
Say that again.
He fumbled the ball in overtime. God gave him a second chance and said, Hunter, I know you just fumbled the ball, but we're going to give you 1 second chance. Vegas retains. 2 plays later, we're going to give you the ball again. And he gets fucking smacked. Ball gets popped out again. Fumbles 2 times in the last 3 plays in overtime. Buda Baker cracks him. Picked up by the Cardinals. Runs down the field. Game over. And he cost them the game. And then after the game, I found out on fantasy, he is now day-to-day in the injury report. So, all around L and all around stinker of the week from Hunter Renfrow, who quite literally cost his team the game on back-to-back plays. Luke.
He got smoked. The Raiders were trying to lose that game in overtime. They fumbled it twice, almost threw it. It should have been a pick, but that Arizona defender has no fucking hands and dropped the ball. So there was 3 plays in a row. It should have been a turnover, and on the third turnover, they returned it for the fucking game-winning touchdown.
And yet you continue to throw to him while you also have Devontae Adams and Darren Waller on the field beside him.
Well, I mean, I saw him throw to Devontae Adams a couple plays earlier, and yikes.
Yeah, but I just mean it was
I
by
know what
far
you're
the
saying.
funniest.
I'm just.
Fuller says this moment was by far the funniest moment in the entire Arizona game, and I can't lie. The only thing that kept me from not laughing was him being on my fantasy team and me going, "You did it again? Oh my God." I was pissed.
I am not 100% sure if he said funniest or if he made funnest a word.
I didn't know funnest was a word, so it autocorrected.
I think he might have just created a word. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Moment of the week.
Last game, Sunday night, Chicago and Green Bay. So Chicago, basically, Chicago had a good start. 7-3 going on the road. You know, Justin Fields gets the first touchdown. Everything's looking good. And that was pretty much it. That's where the train stopped after the
And
5
then
minutes in.
Then Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Aaron Jones hopped on the train, said, see you later.
You got to give A.J. Dillon his spotlight, too, because he had a big block for one of Jones's touchdowns, and he was helping Jones march down that field because they were both kind of marching.
Of course, he's supposed to take the ones that are given to him, but primarily boost that RB1, boost him up.
Storied rivalry, and this is like the biggest storied rivalry in the game. I get that. I get the history. I get all of it. Can we fucking stop making this a primetime game every year? It's the most game of the year. It's the most boring primetime game every year just because of the history. We know what's going to happen. Rodgers still owns the Bears, and I'm tired of seeing it on Sunday Night Football. Please and thank you. That's all I have to say.
Some people would say that about the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Some people would until the Lions put
They
up
would.
50 against the Bills. Just wait.
Bro, oh my God. Hot take, Lions upset the Bills on Thanksgiving Day.
Lock it in
You
now.
heard it from me
Lock
first.
it in.
I'm calling it.
It's gonna be a shootout.
You need to put that in a briefcase and walk up out of here.
It's gonna be a shootout.
Oh, God. One can only imagine. But Monday Night Football is right around the corner. It's about that time that we get into Monday Night Football. So, Dylan, would you like to start with your team's game first or last?
Are we doing the parlay thing that we did last time?
Oh, well, I mean, that sounds like a perfectly fucking wonderful idea. I was going to ask you what you thought about the games first, but we can go into the parlays.
All right. Well, here's what I'll just tell you.
Give me what you think about the games first.
I was gonna say we
Well,
can do the games
Bills-
first, and I'll start with my
Bills
team.
games
I will start in order with my team.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans are going to start 0-2 to the season. Yes, that is what's going to happen.
They're down 7-0 right now.
I'm not surprised at all. I believe that they are going to lose this game to the Buffalo.
4th and 1 on Buffalo's
I
2-yard
think-
line.
Plays
think
under
that-
review.
I think that Josh.
Dylan.
I
Middle of
think,
your take.
Uh-oh.
Shit's going down.
Derrick
They're gonna get
Henry, first TD of the season.
Get it!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, but anyways, what I was saying is I think that Buffalo is going to win this game by 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be like a 35-21 type game. Both teams will put up good numbers. I take the over, but Tannehill cannot hang with Allen any day of the week. Derrick Henry is going to probably get 2 rushing touchdowns, but yeah, give me Buffalo. What do you guys got?
Well, I got Buffalo as well. I have Buffalo winning the Super Bowl, and they're not going to be stopped by Tennessee. That's for sure. Buffalo's got too much power on both the offense and the defense. I know Derrick Henry is a tank, but so is Von Miller. You saw that.
And
Yeah.
it's
And
Flash
what?
Gordon's first game.
Oh, sure. Yeah. All right. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with my fucking take. So that's all I got to say. Bills for sure. Tennessee, you don't got the juice. You got to put in your backup quarterback, and you got the juice.
Yes. Put in Malik.
Well, we're going to need a big goal line stand here from Buffalo because their defense needs to stand up big for me. And the Bills, I can see them just absolutely just outscoring the Titans. I know the Titans can score, but the Bills can just do it better. I don't know, like,
I agree. That's a very valid statement. I think that Tannehill can't sling the ball the way that Allen.
My dad
can
would be
with
proud.
receivers.
Big Mike always said, if you score more points than the other team, you win the game. What a hell of a take, Luke.
well, I mean,
What do you expect?
One team will
Tennessee,
score more
Tennessee
points.
can
and you're
sling
not
it.
wrong.
I mean, Tennessee can sling it.
They can.
And then, I mean,
But one team
not
will
at
score
the-
more points than the other one.
Not at the
And at the
rate
end of
that
the day,
the
it's
Bills could.
Likely going to be the Bills.
So it's just gonna,
but the
I mean,
other-
they're just going to overwhelm them
The other Monday
at the
Night
end of the
Football,
day.
the one that we will lay.
Not really much
right
to
after
say
the break.
about that game.
The next one, the Vikings and the Eagles game.
No.
I think this one's going to be an under. I think Jay Jets is going to eat, and I think AJ Green's going to eat. And I think those are going to be the two main pieces on each side. But I think at the end of the day, and
AJ
I
Green.
haven't thought about this until right now. AJ Brown. But I haven't thought about this until right now. I am going to take Minnesota. I'm going to take the Vikings to win this football game and beat Philly. And I'm going to say that has primarily everything to do with their defense compared to what I saw Philly's defense do. I understand everyone's going to make the argument, but the Lions have put up 35-plus points every game. Their defense just didn't look all that special at all last week, and I don't think it's going to be any better this week against Minnesota. Give me the Vikings. Fuller says, all I can say is the Vikings are going to be cooking up some Eagles for dinner tonight, and that's my hot take, gentlemen. I completely agree, Zach. I'm
Derrick
riding
Henry up the middle for a 2-yard touchdown.
What'd you say?
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, you shit.
Ah, that's one.
Now go,
Nice,
now go run through the door where his poster is. That's a new form of running.
All right.
Fun.
Well, I actually feel like a piece of dumpster fire garbage, but I think the Eagles are gonna win.
Oh,
I think the Eagles are gonna beat the Vikings. I think that I really want the Vikings to lose. Vikings lose, then the Lions beat them next week, and then the Lions move ahead of the Vikings, and then we're probably ahead of the Bears, and then Packers get to lose, and then, wow. Promised land, baby. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm taking Minnesota. Because JJ is going to have to eat here. I think Thielen's going to have some room to
Darius
eat.
Slay
Because
and JJ. I want it. They better
I
cover
do
each
want
other. Or he better cover JJ.
Well, I mean,
I wanna see
from
the
what we've
matchup.
seen against the Lions, the Eagles' defense is pretty fraudulent. If the Lions aren't as good as what we see them to be right now. I'm just gonna
Exactly.
make-
Exactly.
just
I mean,
gonna say
number one offense in the league, but who's fucking keeping track of that anyways? Not me. Anyways, let's build that parlay here. Dylan, I heard you take Vikings money line. Is that a pick we can make on the lay? No, I'm not going to make that. We're going to go anytime touchdown scorer. Dylan, give me an anytime touchdown scorer. You said it's going to be an under, so you must know exactly who's going to get the touchdown in tonight's game. Who is going to be?
I have one man in mind, and I'm pretty sure Luke's gonna probably support this 100%, and that's JJ. I see JJ getting in the end zone 100%. Give me Justin Jefferson in the end zone for a touchdown.
All right, for sure. We'll take that. Minus 105 on FanDuel. Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown.
I do like that. But my boy A.J. Brown is going to get his first touchdown of the season. He ate last week with just yards. He's going to have to eat with TDs now.
Definitely going to have to get TDs. We'll add it on there. Plus 125 on FanDuel. A.J. Brown, anytime touchdown. We'll go with those two for the anytime touchdowns. Next up, I'm going to head over to player rushing yards. Jalen Hurts, his over-under for rushing yards this game is set at 51.5 yards. Can Jalen Hurts break out against Minnesota, or will he be slinging it? I'm going to take under on this. I think it'll be under 51.5 rushing yards for Jalen Hurts. I think that after watching the Lions game, Minnesota knows what to expect. They know they need to keep him in the pocket, make him throw the ball. And that's why that A.J. Brown looks like a good pick for a touchdown, too. I agree with that. So that's 3 picks right there. $10 gets you 63. And that's Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown, A.J. Brown, anytime touchdown, and Jalen Hurts under 51.5 rushing yards. Monday Night Football parlay from the boys. With that being said, we move on to the UFC Fight Night recap. If you got to go get ready for Monday Night Football, we totally get it. But stick around. We got UFC coming up next here. We'll be right back with one. It's one fight. So you guys can manage one fight. I promise.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't have an exciting end to this fight because at the end of round 4, it was called, the doctor stepped in and was like, nope, we can't do it anymore because Corey Sandhagen absolutely sliced and diced Song Yadong's eyebrow absolutely open. It was too big of a cut. I mean, that wasn't even the only big cut of that night, but when we talk about this fight. But, you know, stinker of the week goes to Song Yadong's eyebrow. It was a good fight.
Song Yadong's eyebrow.
I'm giving it. That's the first stinker of the week. It's an eyebrow. Song Yadong's eyebrow.
He's
and
not
only his
America,
eyebrow.
But his eyebrow is. God damn it.
But
all I have to
that's
say
really
right now is that Corey Sandhagen delivered another great fight, and I think that his striking was good early, and it was just a damn shame that this got robbed from us because I think that we were going to see a decision win from Corey Sandhagen.
We were about to see a fire round 5.
Hell yeah!
And it was just like, nah. But you know, can't have them all. We've been seeing some good fights lately. Yeah, and I'm sure that the good fights will continue, especially with the next card that we have coming up. Pay-per-view card, I mean, not fight night. Yep. And we'll be getting more into that on the next pod or so. believe Friday we might be digging into
Yeah. And the next time that we will see you guys will be on Wednesday night when you will have me and Jesse coming back at you with Low Tide. We got some teams getting eliminated in the MLB. We got some teams making it in the MLB. We got some NBA news, maybe a little bit of hockey there. Very low-key vibe. That will be Wednesday, I believe, at 6 or 6:30. Make sure you're following at Ride the Tide, Twitter at Ride the Tide 586. That will be when we are keeping you guys posted on what time that will be. If you want to see any other podcast that meet your needs, sports-related, fashion-related, food-related, fitness-related, you're going to head over to Six Pack Coverage. You're going to get all you need there. I want to remind you one more time, October 1st, Grand Valley. That will be the tailgate. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate you. It's from McDilly, Tyco, and Snoop Blues. Thank you for watching us. We'll see you next time. Bye!